1. The claim, "You are not your mind," is philosophically controversial. Tolle argues that the true self is pure awareness, not the thinking mind. Counter-argument. Many philosophers and neuroscientists argue that consciousness, personality, and identity emerge from brain processes. Thoughts are not separate from the self, they are part of the self. Fields like neuroscience and philosophy of mind often treat mind and self as inseparable biological processes, not illusions created by ego. So critics say Tolle's view is metaphysical rather than empirical. 2. The concept of ego is vague. Tolle frequently uses the word ego to describe identification with thoughts, status, or personal narrative. Counter-argument. In modern psychology, ego has more precise meanings, e.g., in Freudian theory. Identity and self-narrative are often considered healthy psychological functions, not illusions. A stable sense of self is important for motivation, planning, social relationships. Eliminating identification with the self could theoretically undermine these. 3. Overemphasis on present moment awareness. Tolle emphasizes living fully in the present moment. Counterargument. Human progress depends heavily on memory, past, planning, future. Disciplines like economics, engineering, and science rely on long-term planning and abstraction. Critics argue that extreme present focus could discourage ambition or long-term responsibility. 4. Psychological problems cannot always be solved by awareness. Tolle often suggests that observing thoughts dissolves suffering. Counterargument. Conditions like depression, PTSD, bipolar disorder have biological and neurological components. They often require therapy, medication, structured treatment. Mindfulness can help but is not a universal cure. 5. Non-falsifiable claims. Some of Tolle's core statements are difficult to test scientifically, such as, awareness is the essence of who you are. The ego is an illusion. In philosophy of science, a claim should ideally be testable or falsifiable. Many of Tolle's statements function more like spiritual metaphors than empirical claims. 6. Possible encouragement of passivity. The strong emphasis on acceptance can be interpreted as discouraging action. Critics argue that social justice movements, political change, technological progress often arise from dissatisfaction with the present rather than acceptance of it. Balanced perspective. Despite criticism, many psychologists acknowledge that Tolle's ideas overlap with practices from traditions like Buddhism and modern mindfulness, which can reduce stress and improve well-being. So the common conclusion among scholars is, his ideas can be helpful psychologically, but they should not be treated as literal metaphysical truths.